Hi there. I'm filming this the day after I went in to watch this movie, Godzilla minus one. If you didn't read the title, and if if you had seen me after I got back home from that movie, I was in absolute tears as a foreshadowing of what I think about this movie, because I'm the type who I I don't cry when something or I rarely cry when something sad is happening, like tragedy and stuff like that. It's complicated because if a person I really like dies or something like that, then of course it also swells up in me. But mostly it is happy scenes when a couple find each other again, or stuff like that. Um, and this movie had a lot of had a lot of really emotional scenes that really got me on the brink. To rewind a bit, I'm not really a Godzilla fan. As in, I haven't watched most of the movies. The character doesn't really appeal to me, or however you wanna phrase it. I am I am a fan of movies with kaiju battles. I mean, who doesn't like to watch giant monsters duking it out with laser beams and stuff like that? So I like the concept of Godzilla, but for some reason I never really gravitated towards the character. Like, and I couldn't tell you why, because it's kind of the same with Star Wars. Like, I love sci-fi. I love spaceships and laser fights and lightsaber battles and stuff like that. But the universe of Star Wars never appealed to me. So maybe it's the same with Godzilla. I can't really say, but regardless, I decided to go watch this movie because I had heard so much good about it, among other things from James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, who also does who also does movie reviews from time to time. He's a big Godzilla fan. I know that much. And he praised the movie, so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go watch it. And I had been warned beforehand, and I don't know if this is so much of a spoiler, because I never saw the trailer myself. Actually, I just went in more or less blind. Um, so I don't know if the trailer really hints at the fact that Godzilla is mostly a backdrop for the movie, with the human interactions and human relationships and developments being more at the center, because at least in Hollywood movies, with both with the American Godzilla movies and Transformers and stuff like that, they are always criticized for not having enough attention on the big beasts or the big robots, and being more focused on the humans. And people are like, we don't care about the goddamn humans. Give us the kaiju for beep's sake. With this movie, I was warned beforehand that, for one thing, it's only Godzilla. He doesn't have anyone to fight with, apart from the military, if you count that. But I was warned that it's only gonna be Godzilla, and this time on purpose, fully purposefully, the humans are gonna be front center, with Godzilla, just appearing once in a while, because that's another thing the other Godzilla movies, American Godzilla movies, have been criticized about, is that not only is there too much focus on the humans, but you don't see enough of Godzilla. And again, this movie wears its plot on its sleeves, or whatever, however you wanna phrase it, because we don't see that much of Godzilla. We do focus mostly on the humans, But from all the reviews I have read, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, I haven't really seen any video reviews since I came home yesterday. But everyone seems to agree that it doesn't matter that Godzilla is so little in this movie and that it's all about the humans, because you care so much about these humans. You really get to care for every single one of them. There wasn't a single character among the cast that I didn't hope survived. Like, it's really and I haven't even gotten into the plot yet, but it's really a movie that puts emphasis on raw human emotion and survivor skill and heart. People who are left with nothing after World War II, because this movie takes place right after World War II, the aftermath, where as if as if a second World War wasn't enough, Godzilla comes and makes our day worse. So it's about humans with very little, and both in terms of resources and cities are in shambles and whatnot, who who band together against this terrifying threat. Because that's another thing, you really get a sense that these people, they are utterly terrified of what they are, they are watching. I mean, and again, haven't seen the trailer, so I don't know how spoilery this is. I'm not gonna spoil the climax or anything like that. But the setup is that you have this guy, our main character, long name, I don't remember it, who has returned from a kamikaze mission, a suicide. YouTube doesn't like that word. A suicide mission, and obviously, since he returned from it, that means he didn't sacrifice himself, which was his job. He then lands on this island, where mechanics are ready to take a look at his vehicle, and they of course too find it peculiar that why are you still alive? And then Godzilla attacks, and this guy, our main character, he has a chance to shoot Godzilla down with the artillery that is still in his plane, but he freezes when he sees Godzilla. Like he's absolutely terrified at what stands before him, and you see that throughout the movie, how terrified people are at this behemoth that they don't know how to stop. And I really feel that the raw emotion in people's faces says more than words, because often, and I don't know if this is typical for Japanese movies, where they really exaggerate emotions, like characters when they scream or when they bend down and cry from the sheer overwhelming emotions they are going through. You kind of feel like you are watching a live action anime with how much they exaggerate, but still not to a point where you can't take it serious, and that's important for me. So we follow this guy who has survivor skilled in the sense, of course, that everyone he ever knew in his hometown that has been bombed are dead, and he is alive because he didn't have the balls to go through with his kamikaze mission. But he then finds a girl who is in the same position as him. Her family has been killed, and she has found a baby orphan girl. And one thing just leads to another, and the three eventually just settle down and have a family together taking care of this orphan girl, because none of them none of them have it in them to just abandon the child. And so you follow this growing family, and our main guy who gets a job, to together with a crew to go out and detonate old World War II bombs that haven't been set off yet. And that is, of course, when we you know when we see Godzilla again, and get a true taste of its full power, with how it can demolish ships, and fire off its heat ray, and stuff like that. And that's another thing. I watched this movie in an IMAX theater, and the sound and bass when Godzilla fires off its heat ray, it was mind blowing. But yeah, long story short, our main guy throughout the movie, he's in conflict with himself, and haunted by nightmares of the people he let down, because of all the times that he was a coward, and couldn't get a job done. Um, so like I said, it's very much a people focused story. And because of plot points I won't get into in this movie, because that would be a total disservice to you guys. Go watch it. I'm gonna say it already now. Go beeping watch it. It's a great movie. um for plot reasons I won't go into. You really, you see how he evolves, and how the people around him rise to the challenge. um and yeah, again, going much further into it than that would be a disservice. I know. Ain't much of a review in that regard. Like, there are so many things I want to tell you, to truly express how and why I loved this movie as much as I did, and why I was in absolute tears on my way back home from the cinema. And even when I sat down in my couch at home and thought back to these to my favorite scenes, I was like, and and I'm like, if a movie can do that to me, then it has succeeded in something. Like, then it has told an absolutely great story. And I'll even say that, because again, this movie upfront states that it's not so much about Godzilla, it's more about the people. Had it been the other way around, had the movie focused more on monsters, and the people not really intentionally being the focus, but still telling a great story, I would have liked that too. Sometimes you go into a movie and don't really get what you expected, but you still got something great, and sometimes something trash. But let's stay positive here. You go in and watch a movie, and sometimes it's great because you got what you wanted, you got what you expected. And sometimes it's great because you didn't get what you expected, but you got something truly amazing anyway. And that's another thing to cap this off, because now I'm just rambling. um you know the whole saying that video games and movies are a reality escape. The whole escape part, I'm not fan of that, because sure, sometimes we watch a movie or play a video game to temporarily live in a world that is not our own, because life sucks, and you want to, if only temporarily, get away and live a better life where you have superpowers, or whatever the case may be. But for me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the whole term reality escape, because personally, I'm not playing a video game or watching a movie to escape anything. I mean, my life is not a dance on roses. I mean, I I have lots of goals and dreams that are yet to be fulfilled, and I have shitty days just as much as the next person. So it's not like I don't dream myself away to better times or think back to better times sometimes. But to stay on topic, I don't watch a movie to escape my own reality. I watch movies to be told a great story, to watch or hear, to expose myself to a great story that someone has told with their heart, a story that, you know, that tell that tells and showcases the best aspects of us as humans. Stories stories are not reality escapes. Quite the opposite. They are life lessons. They are sometimes lessons to how much worse things could be, you know, like apocalypse movies, and other times they are lessons to how good we can be as as humans. Because, you know, if you have spent just 5 minutes on social media, your your faith in humanity drops like a rock. But to me, a great story does the opposite of that. It it makes us better people. It shows us how good we can be. As an off-topic example, the manga Akane Banashi that I have gotten really into lately and have only just caught up on. It is filled with likable characters and one great life lesson after another. And I don't read that manga as an escape from reality. Quite the opposite. I read it to get a good to hear a good story, and to get a lot of life lessons that I can take with me even after I have read it, and apply to my own life. To I was about to say to make my own life better, but you know what I mean. Life lessons that I can apply to improve my own way of living, and that's what fiction is to me. That's what entertainment is to me. It's not a reality escape. It's it's something much it's something much grander than that. It's something that can help us. It's something that can help us see and improve our full potential as humans. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. So again, Godzilla -1, fantastic movie coming from someone who isn't even really a Godzilla fan. So by all means, go and watch it if you have the opportunity. If it plays in a cinema near you, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, and have as many tearjerkers as I did, because when a movie can bring me to tears, that's a hell of a good time. Thanks for watching. See ya.